Hi Eagle Nation. My name is Jenny Jared and I'm co-founder of United We Om, a yoga and meditation not-for-profit. I'm here today, like all of you, in support of our service members and veterans, and I'm very proud to be on the Team Red, White, and Blue mobile app. Today we're going to practice a style of yoga called Yin Yoga. After years of practicing very rigorous physical asana, I found Yin Yoga to be a really epic challenge where my physical practice met my mental fortitude, and I'm really excited to share it with you today. If you've never practiced yoga or Yin Yoga and you feel you might want to have a chair or a couch nearby, you can always set it by there, but it's not necessary. To begin, I always like to start by just arriving here. I have trouble settling in, so I found this to be a technique that really works for me. Whenever you've found a comfortable seat on the floor, on a chair, if you're feeling like it, you can lie down and find a place to rest your gaze. Steady mind, always. So maybe your gaze is soft and settled down on the floor in front of you, or if you're on your back, gently on the ceiling. It's always an option to softly close your eyes, but it's not necessary. I'm going to take one quick scan through my body and notice any muscle groups that are still gripping. And as I breathe out with my natural exhale, I'm just going to ask them to relax as much as they can. I'm going to make a sound with my bowl, and I invite you to listen very carefully to the sound, noticing how it changes. And when you can't hear the sound anymore, not even a little bit, I'm going to take a deep breath in through my nose and out through my mouth. So here we go. Just take a moment to notice any shift that's happened and just sitting and listening. And we'll take that inner focus into our first shape. So I'm going to offer a shape called deer pose. I'm going to face you. I'm going to leave my right leg where it is, and I'm going to shift my left leg back behind me. If you're in a chair, you can leave both feet flat to the floor. I'm going to start to gently turn away from my left leg. So little by little, I'm going to start to twist through my rib cage over to my right. And you can do this if you're sitting in the chair. Sometimes it feels good to bring your left hand over somewhere on your right leg. And then I'm going to notice my breath inside of the shape. As I breathe in, I'm going to notice if I can get taller, make more space for my breath in. Every time I breathe out, I'm going to relax something I don't need to work so hard. Forehead, jaw, shoulders. Maybe there's space to twist a little bit farther. Breathing in and out. Oh, notice any tendencies that arise in you. When we slow down, they can become very clear. So I'm a big doer, and every time I'm in a shape, I have to notice that I'm fixated on going deeper, getting farther. And so I keep redirecting my mind to what is the sensation in my body? How exactly does it feel to take a deep breath in here in this shape? And to take a deep breath out. For about 10 more breaths, you have to know that you know your smart edge, and you also know if you need more sensation, because if you're thinking about your lunch, you need a little more. And if that's you, then you can bring your hands down flat on either side of your right leg. You could come all the way down onto your forearms. If your chair or your couch is there, you could let that be a support to you. And for 10 more breaths, notice every reaction and response that comes up for you. Notice if your mind feels really happy and content here in your body. Notice if your mind really wants to get out of here. And just be aware of that that's where we are today, and that's okay. Oh, there's my hip. And the beauty of Yin Yoga is when we find our edge, a sensation so strong we need a tool to move out to the other side. That's the kind of thing we can take off of our yoga mat and into our life. Because I certainly have uncomfortable, intense situations in my life every day, and most of them don't happen on my yoga mat. But this is where I hone my ability to acknowledge when I feel it rise and to choose a tool to move through it. And walk my way slowly back up. I'm going to turn around to the other side. So if you used a chair or a couch, you want to make sure you're still headed in that direction. If you didn't, then just change your left leg over, bring your right foot behind your back, and you can always pivot towards the chair or the couch. So my left leg forward, my right leg back, I'm going to slowly start to turn out over my left leg. Breathing in and out. If you find this side is different from the other side, there's nothing wrong with you. You're a human being. So acknowledge if this side needs something slightly more different than the other side. So we have a good, juicy minute here together. So if you find that you're like me, and as soon as you settle into stillness, your mind can think of 500 problems that it wants to solve, then I recommend bringing some constructive words into your mind that you can focus on. So right now in my life, I'm jamming with, on the inhale, hearing the words, I am. And on the exhale, hearing the words, here now. But those words can be anything that feel meaningful to you. See if you can use your words for the next 5 breaths. In this last moment, acknowledging how much has changed, that no situation stays the same. And as we walk ourselves really slowly back up, we're going to turn and square off our body, stretch out our lower body. If it feels good, you can circle your ankles or rock your feet side to side. We're doing all right. So we'll take a forward bend So I'm going to let both of my legs stretch out long like this. And again, the couch or the chair can be a really good friend to you. I'm going to let the structure of my legs relax. But I'm going to remember that rounding my back deeply cuts off my breath. And if there's one takeaway, the ability to breathe deeply is the ability to move through intensity. So never sacrifice your breath to move into someplace else in the shape. So I know some friends of mine that are runners or lift weights, they like to use their hands at the back of a chair. And sitting here like this is a lot of intensity. And if that's you, be you. And if you feel at any time that you need some more sensation because you're thinking about your lunch, start to walk your hands forward, little by little. You might find the chair or the couch. You could be so close to it that you could rest your forearms and your head on it. As you breathe, now, maybe in a few moments, maybe not at all today, you may notice that you need to shift into a different space in order to increase sensation again so you have something to work through. For me, allowing my head to round forward creates a lot of intensity and sensation. But I know it brings a lot of good balance to my body, so you could give that a try. Every time your body shifts, bring your awareness back to your breath, flowing in and out of your body. And notice where the sensation is now. Stay about 10 more breaths. And so you can sit back. There's no race. There's no goal. As much as you can, let this moment be about being. And I don't mean to make it sound simple because I know it's not. And so we're using our Jedi mind tricks to keep all of our thoughts at the periphery and just feel who we are, how we are right now. Notice if you stop breathing. And if there's one thing you do, welcome your breath a little deeper, a little smoother, a little softer, in and out. And we walk our way just as slowly back up. Resist the temptation to snap back into however you were before this shape, and instead feel like whatever you got from here, you're carrying it with you into the next one. So now I invite you to come on down to your back if that's comfortable for you. If your low back is uncomfortable today, then you can do this whole section with your shins or your legs on top of a couch or a chair like this. And just flow with your upper body with me. Or you can bring your feet flat onto the mat with your knees bent. I'm going to keep these nearby. So instead of, for this twist, shifting my lower body over, I'm going to allow some sensation to come into the front of my quads and my hip flexors, which tend to be very tight for all of us because we all do a lot of sitting. So I'm going to leave my feet where they are or take them a little wider, and I'm going to slowly let my knees drift over to the left. So I have my towel or my blankets there if I want to support either of my knees. And then I'm just going to let some feeling of length come through, especially the front of my right leg. And then to feel a little liberation across the front of my pectoral and my shoulder, I'm going to bring my arm into an L shape. And then I'm going to explore, you can explore sliding my arm slowly overhead, little at a time. And look for the spot where you find some sensation, an edge there. And we're going to take about 5 breaths, but really slow ones. Steady gaze, steady mind, eyes soft or eyes closed. And feel the support of the floor and know you don't need to hold yourself up. You can let gravity slowly be what brings you deeper into the shape instead of feeling you need to muscle yourself anywhere. As you breathe in, notice all the space your breath has to move. Breathe out as fully as you comfortably can to make room for your next inhale. And we just go to the other side. I'm going to slide my right arm down, bring my legs back to center, realign myself any way I might need to. The blanket and towel can go with you if you want them. If not, you can skip it. I'm just going to let my legs slowly head over to the right. This time it's my left arm. I'm going to open it out in an L shape. And then explore, staying here or slowly letting your fingertips reach up and over your head. There's no wrong answer here with the shape of your arm. You're really looking for the shape that will bring you maximum release and sensation here. It's going to be different on both sides. And then steady gaze. Steady mind. 5 breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose or the mouth. If there's sounds around you, allow them to be there, a part of this moment. There's a temperature in the air, allow it to be there, without like or dislike, just a part of this moment. There's a strong sensation in the body. Breathe with it, allow it to be here, and know like everything it will pass. Now we're going to bring ourselves out. And then I recommend lying down on your mat. If it feels comfortable to keep your knees bent or leave them up on the couch, that's beautiful. Or one at a time, you can stretch them out long. I like to bring my arms down beside me. They can rest anywhere on your torso, any place that feels good. I invite you to stay here. I'm going to come up to sit. I'm going to keep my outro really gentle so that if you found yourself in a mellow, that you could hang with for a few minutes, you can totally stay. So in your relaxed, easy shape, just going to bring our awareness to one thing that is a blessing to us today. Anything at all today that happened that was a blessing. Big, small. And as you thank whatever that blessing was, a person, an experience, a moment, just notice where the sensation of gratitude lives in your body. Breathing in and out into wherever you feel that sensation of gratitude. I'm going to close with a mindful listening. Before we do, I want to thank you for joining me and to let you know that you should definitely download the Team Red, White, and Blue mobile app. Give a click. Let everybody know that you were here, that you showed up. And on that app, you can also find your local NamasDay event and show up in person to support veterans and service members, which is the best service that we can do. Namaste.